Hey guys, it's Troy with pen mail time. I haven't done a pen mail video in a while, so I figured it's probably time just to throw one out there to show you some of the stuff that I've not only gotten, some of it I've held on to for a little bit, and some of it I'm going to be giving away. So, kind of a preview video for some of that. So, first things first. Right here, my buddy Larry. If you guys don't know, over at Larry's Fountain Pens, you ought to be following Larry because he's been doing this a while. We've gotten to be good friends. But Larry Berrones, that is his new hat, and yeah, that kind of looks like Larry. And you know what? To me, when I look at it, it reminds me of Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings, and instead of a wizard's staff, he's holding a fountain pen. You shall not pass.
Shall not pass!
But anyway, if you're not subscribed to Larry, you ought to go check him out and subscribe. I'll try to put a link to his YouTube channel below in the comments. Also, new to me is a pen that I had shipped to me from Europe. It came to me actually out of Greece. I bought it from a German seller who also has a Greek location, and something that was on my radar, believe it or not, was a Mabie Todd. Now, Mabie Todd is an English manufacturer, but they used to be American, and they ended up not doing so well in the U.S. and continued on into the 1950s before I think they were bought out by Berrones some time ago. But on my radar actually was the Mabie Todd Swan. Well, I didn't run across a Swan, but another one that I was told was just a little bit below the Swan was a Blackbird. And that's what this is right here. It is a clipless version of the Blackbird, and it is in, I can't say black chased hard rubber, but it is black hard rubber, and probably from around the 1930s, 1940s, somewhere in there. So this right here has been actually better than I thought it was going to be. So you open it up, and it's got a really nice nib on it. I was actually surprised at how well that nib performed. I'll do a full video on it, but it's one that I just got a couple of days ago, and I've been playing with it, so I haven't used it long enough to do a whole video just yet. Also, some other pen sets that have arrived in the mail. I've been thinking about having these for giveaway, whether I give them to individuals as gifts, as thank yous, or as a giveaway on this channel. I haven't really decided yet. But here is a Cross Bailey set that I picked up fairly inexpensively. New old stock. Cross Bailey is nothing fancy. It is on the low end of the Cross line, but it's you know, it's worth having, especially when you can pick them up on the cheap. You can find these now for like $19. So for 19 bucks, it's actually worth adding to your collection. Not that I love the Cross Bailey, but you know, it's going to be a good beginner pen for somebody. Along the Cross line to the Aventura. The Aventura is another one that I've had. Wasn't really impressed with the Aventura, but as a starter pen for somebody, it's going to be better than a lot of Jinhaos that are out there. So that's going to be a good starter set for somebody. And like I said, I just haven't decided how I'm going to go about giving those away, whether it be just one-on-one or whether it be on my channel. Now, just arrived today is something that I've had. This is always going to be near and dear to me, a set like this. This is a set identical, I mean identical, to the very first real fountain pen that I picked up in the 1990s, circa 1996. For $40 at like a Michael's craft store, I picked up the Waterman Phileas. The Waterman Phileas was a pen that was owned by a buddy of mine, one of my best buddies, and he has since passed away, but he actually introduced me to the Waterman Phileas, actually to fountain pens in general. I'd never used a fountain pen until I worked with him at a radio station about a half a mile from where I'm sitting, and actually I was in that building just today because it's now a coffee shop. So anyway, this is the Waterman Phileas, and it is literally identical to the one that I purchased because it's got the blue marbled acrylic, medium nib, and a full bottle of black ink. It also came with several cartridges And since, you know, they came out in the 90s, you can see one of the cartridges is missing. These are empty, or pretty much empty, having been evaporated. They have not been punctured. And this is a converter that has never been used. And from what I could tell, well, I really couldn't tell if this had even been ever used when I went and took it out and played with it. But still has the original booklet with it. You can find these online anywhere from $50, $60 if you get a really, really good deal on them, all the way up. Some people are charging well over $100 for these now. I bought it brand new, like I said, in the 1990s for $40 for that identical set. The one I bought was in a box just like this. And you can still find them. I saw one at the DC Pen Show that somebody had sitting on their table that was still in a box, new, old stock. I picked another one up not too long ago that I've got here. I'm still finding Phileases online, and every once in a while I'll pick up a bargain, and if I see a good deal on a Phileas, I'll go ahead and get it. I've got a bunch of Phileases, and I've got them in just about every color they came in. You know, the blue, the green, the red, the purple, all black. I've got all those in my collection, and I've got them in, fine, medium, stub nibs, and every single one of them that I've had writes phenomenally well and very reliably. And to me, the Waterman Phileas has actually been one of the best fountain pen values that's ever been created. It's a workhorse of a pen and very reliable, and it ate whatever ink I put in it, no matter what. I just recently sold one that was in my collection to one of you viewers who asked me if I'd be willing to sell one that I had, and as luck would have it, I had just procured one. And I went ahead and cleaned it up, made sure it wrote well, and essentially sold it off for just about what I purchased it for, including shipping. Turned around and sold it to somebody else, and I tested it before I sent it off, and it was like, wow, that is actually one of the best writing Phileases that I've had, and I have some really good Phileas pens. So the Waterman Phileas here is actually going to be one of those near and dear to me in my heart. So other than that, that is pen mail, and I'll try to do the Mabie Todd full video here in the not too distant future. For those of you who live in the Selma, North Carolina area, I realize this is just for my town only. Remember, I am running for town council here, so, and anybody wants to actually help out with that, even if you don't live in my town, you can go to this website right here, and there's a video there. Much like I do videos here, I'm doing them for there, and you can see how you could help me on my campaign to help lead and guide the town in which I live and where I'm sitting. So anyway, that's about it. Mega thanks to my buddy Larry for putting out that hat, and I will be wearing it with pride. And I'm sure that Larry will be having more come in, so if you want one of your own very own Larry hats, and I know he's got some t-shirts coming up as well. Speaking of t-shirts, if you want one of my t-shirts, my fountainpenfanatic.com t-shirt, in the description below the video, there's a link where you can go get one, and I've priced them just about as cheap as I'm allowed to price them. I'm not looking to make a profit, I'm just looking to get the word out. Alright, so there you go, that's pen mail for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I am very grateful for all of you for watching and for your support.